The origin of Brianna Stoltzfus. For the sake of history, let it be remembered, January 29th of 1994 was not only the day I entered the world. On that same day, U.S. President Bill Clinton lifted the almost 19-year-old trade embargo against Vietnam that had been in place since the Vietnam War. Meanwhile, much of the country was in the grip of a brutal winter cold snap, with record low temps and snowstorms hitting large parts of the Midwest and Northeast, causing travel chaos and power outages. History aside, here's where my story really begins. Born to a crafty set of criminals, my initial go at this thing called life had a bumpy start. Due to a parole violation in the state of Pennsylvania, my biological mother was incarcerated at the time of my birth, so I was immediately placed in the care of my bio-grandmother and aunt. When I was 6 months old, my bio-mom was released, so she took over my care. On Mother's Day of 2022, when I was 28 years old, I had my birth mother over to my house in an attempt at reconnecting after having spent the greater part of the past 12 years absolutely no contact. The last time I had seen her in person was when I was 16 years of age. She had gotten an invite to celebrate Thanksgiving at my adoptive family's home without my knowledge, but that's a story for a different page. That being said, upon reconnecting in 2022, my bio mom shared a story with me that, to this day, I hold near and dear to my heart. Below, I am going to share a Facebook post that I shared shortly after my time with her, in which I recount the above-mentioned story. The irony of reuniting with my biological mother on Mother's Day does not pass me by. When she stepped out of her car, I was shocked to see gray and white curls had replaced her once vibrantly red strands. I guess that's a part of what 12 years of not seeing someone will do. I wonder what it feels like to be her and to see this human that she carried in her womb for 9 whole months after so many years apart. I didn't ask her because I wonder if there are even any words to sufficiently describe such an emotion. She spoke bravely of the hardships that her past life choices brought upon her, top and foremost being the fact that she was separated from her babies, and triumph sounded when she voiced all that she's overcome. But in the depths of her brilliant blue eyes, I saw a pain that is more likely than not the answer to the aforementioned question. I found an odd sense of comfort in listening to her recount the few days she had with me when I was 6 months old, right before she was reincarcerated. I couldn't sleep because I knew what was going to happen in court the next day, and so I came over to your crib to check on you, and there you were, wide awake, with your big brown eyes staring up at me, and then you smiled, Brianna, and then I realized that you had rolled over because I always laid you on your stomach, and then you rolled over while I was watching. I picked you up and took you outside and sat with you on the front doorstep, even though it was already dark outside. It was warm, and we sat there, just you and I. My adoptive mother, while on a phone call with me today, said it's a different kind of love when a mother literally gives up her child because she's aware that someone else can do it better. So here's to both of my mothers for doing the best that they knew how to do.